So on the main channel a few weeks ago, I posted this video, and a lot of you were wondering how I did things like this. How did I make Sky Uppercut deal super effective damage on a flying type? Over here, how did I make Refresh able to be used through Taunt and things like that? Basically throughout the video I made the suggestions about the moves kind of come to life in Showdown, and I want to show you how I did it because I think it was really cool and I want to share it. Unfortunately, I don't have any of the original replays saved, so I'm going to kind of have to remake them, but it's not going to be that hard. And in showing you how to do this, I ask that you only ever use this for demonstration purposes. Please do not use it to spread misinformation about how battle mechanics work or anything like that. So first, I'm going to do Sky Uppercut. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go into a battle here. So let me just get that set up real quick. Alright, so we are in the battle here, and there are two things that I want from this replay to be able to modify it correctly. So I want to make Sky Uppercut deal super effective damage on this Tornadus here. I'm gonna make it deal super effective damage on this Blissey first, because I want to get that message to be able to copy it over to the Tornadus. So we got that. Now I'll just do Sky Uppercut here, and of course I miss. We just do that again. Okay, we got it. So that is good there. I can end the battle. And what you want to do next is you want to go to download replay. Not this one. You want to do this one. You will download it to your files. Go ahead and open that up. And what you're going to want to do is don't just open it normally. You want to right click on it and edit in Notepad. Alright, so here is the replay. It's basically separated into three parts. It has this is like all of the settings about like the font, like the color of the font, the background, all that stuff. We don't really care about that. We're not going to be changing any of that. The middle part is like what actually happened, like step by or turn by turn what happened. And at the end is the log of the battle, like what displays in the log on the side. We are not going to worry about this either because we only care about what shows up on the replay. So we want to find here where Lucario did resisted damage on the Tornadus. So let's see here. Yeah, right here. So move Lucario Sky Uppercut onto Tornadus. Resisted. We want to change that to super effective. And I'm going to borrow the message from the Blissey. So the super effective message on the Blissey right here, super effective P2A Blissey. So I'm going to copy that over to right here, where instead of having it be resisted, I'm going to have it be super effective. Obviously, I'm going to change the Blissey to Tornadus. And here I can delete this line. And now it's going to deal super effective damage in the replay. All I'm going to do is save over it and exit out of the text file. Open it up as a replay. Okay, and here is the new replay. Here is a Sky Uppercut, and bam, super effective. So that is how I did that. Alright, so now we'll do how I did Refresh. So there's a couple things that I want to demonstrate about this move, which is that I want it to be to be done through Taunt, and I want it to heal Taunt. So what I'll do first is I'm going to have Snorlax just use Refresh normally. So I'm going to have Smeargle on the other side use Will-O-Wisp, and then Snorlax use Refresh. Okay, there we go. Now what I'm going to do is, Sleep Talk is just a useless move, so I'm just going to use it to waste a turn. I'm going to have Smeargle use Taunt, and Snorlax's Mental Herb is going to cure that, because I want to copy that message over. Okay, there we go. Nice. And then I think that is good. I'm going to do another turn here just so I can do that. Okay, nice. So that's it there. We can go ahead and upload or download this replay, and let's go ahead and modify it. So again, right click, open in Notepad, and I can delete that one. All right, so let's see what we want to find here. So let's see, I want to make it so that Snorlax uses Refresh and it cures a taunt. So let's see, I kind of forgot how I did this, but I'll be able to figure it out. Okay, here we go. So here is Snorlax successfully using Refresh. And here is, where is it? Taunt being used and Taunt ending. I want to copy all of those things over and make sure I do it in the right order on this turn here. So Smeargle uses Taunt on Snorlax. Snorlax becomes taunted. And let's see. Right here, I'm going to change this line. I'm going to have Snorlax use Refresh. I'm going to copy that over, move Refresh right here. That will go there. So Snorlax will use Refresh, and then it will end Taunt. Right here, we have ending Taunt. I'm going to put that here. And then I'm going to delete the can't refresh because it's restricted by Taunt. And then that should be good. So this reads it as Smeargle uses Taunt. Snorlax has Taunt start on it. Snorlax uses Refresh. Taunt ends. So let's go ahead and save over that and open up the replay. All right, so here we go. On this turn, Smeargle uses Taunt and Snorlax uses Refresh, shakes off the Taunt. So that's how I did that. All right, next one I'll show is how I did the Steamroller poisoning effect. So what I'll do here is I just have Magikarp just because I think it's funny. I don't need it to do anything. So I'm going to set up 2 layers of toxic spikes. Okay, nice. And I'm going to have Cinderace switch in. Let's see, I'll just toxic spikes again. Cinderace has the heavy duty boots, by the way. So it will not be affected by the toxic spikes here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to Steamroller, and you'll just Sleep Talk to waste a turn. So Steamroller, nice. And then on the next turn, I'm going to Toxic You, because I'm going to copy that text over on the previous turn. All right, nice, we're good there. So let's go ahead and download this replay. Okay, and here what I want is I want to find where, let's see, where Scolipede used Toxic and it poisoned the Cinderace. So let's see. So here's where it used Steamroller. And then where is the Toxic? Status, Cinderace, Toxic, Scolipede. Yeah, here we go. So move Scolipede Toxic onto the Cinderace. Status, Cinderace became poisoned. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have that happen a turn before, right after the damage done from Steamroller. So here it is, resisted, damage, and right here, I'll have it poison. So let's see, status, I want this to be copied over. And then to make it look more real, I actually didn't even do this in the video. I'm going to have it take damage from poison here. So copy that over. So how it reads this is Cinderace gets hit with Steamroller, it takes resisted damage, and then it gets statused, and then takes toxic damage. On this turn, I'm just going to leave it. Doesn't really matter. We're not going to show that turn anyway. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to Steamroller, and it should poison. Steamroller, and you are poisoned. Nice, and you get hurt by poison. There we go. Alright, last thing I'll show you how to do is actually the easiest one by far, is how I made it so that Rototiller boosted attack and special attack by 2 stages. So let's just use Rototiller. Okay, and we are good. I can end this replay. Okay, yeah, I said this was the easiest one, and it really is. So all I'm going to do is find where Rototiller happened. So right here, boost, Tapu Bulu, attack 1. All you're going to do, change that 1 to a 2. Change this 1 to a 2. Save it over, and it will now sharply increase by both attack and special attack. Okay, here we go. Grassy Surge. And Rototiller, 2 stages each. There you go. Alright, so hopefully that helps to answer some questions that you may have had about how I did some of the things in this video. There are some things that I didn't show. I can't show everything that I did. And there are some things that I didn't even really need to do editing for. Like, for example, let's see. Here, Bestow actually just works like that. I didn't have to do any editing. That is how Bestow works. I just made sure that the Gliscor and the Ursaluna didn't have any item to make it look like it replaced their item. And then, let's see, with Spotlight, where was it? This didn't like force the Landorus to target the Ogerpon. I just had Landorus straight up target the Ogerpon to make it look like it forced it to target its own ally. So yeah, it's just some neat tricks that I did to kind of demonstrate how these things worked. But hopefully you found this video to be informative and interesting, and I will catch you in the next one.